Hi friends, this is FirearmPop, and I'm here today with another edition of my Armed Citizen Stories. This one coming from the archives, really, the American Rifleman magazine, and this is dated October 2006. October 2006. Now, as usual, I haven't read these stories or reviewed them at all because I wanted my responses to be as spontaneous as yours. So I may stumble over a couple of words or names especially, but we'll get through it together. So, Armed Citizen, and this is coming right out of the magazine. So, Chris Cope said it was like something in a serial killer movie at a Memphis, Tennessee shopping center where he manages a financial services office. According to the police, a store employee began stabbing co-workers after a work dispute. The attacker had already stabbed 8 people and was chasing the 9th when Cope ran to his truck and retrieved his 9mm pistol. The suspect just kept saying, "I'm insane, I wish I was never born," and all that stuff, Cope said. But apparently the crazed man valued his life more than he let on. When he turned around and saw the pistol, he threw the knife away, put his hands up, and got on the ground. Cope said he saw my gun and it was pretty much it. And that was in the Associated Press back in July of 2006. Doesn't say where. Memphis, Tennessee. That's where it was. Okay, next story. Police say a man. Let's go back to that one. Why was the gun in his truck? Personal preference, and I know some employers don't allow you to carry on site, but guess what? It's my life. Anyway, police say a man may have broken into a residence in conjunction with the plan to rob a local bank. When the homeowner confronted the suspect, he was ordered to wake his wife and get the keys to the bank where she was employed. The homeowner went to the bedroom, leading the intruder to believe he was waking his wife. But instead, he told his wife, "Call 911," and grabbed a handgun from the nightstand. He told the burglar to raise his hands and drop all weapons he had. Reportedly, he dropped a 12-inch butcher knife to the floor before sheriff's deputies arrived on the scene. That was in the Independence, Kansas City, in July of 2006. Well, another man having a concealed gun, or at least a gun in his nightstand, saved the day. "I ain't playing," said an armed intruder who used an expletive as he barged into George Dickert's South Carolina home. According to the reports, the intruder pointed a gun at Dickert, who reached for his own gun. The fist fight ensued. "My wife and I do what we have to do to make a living, and some idiot decided he wanted what I had," Dickert said. Hearing the struggle, two more men rushed into the house and began beating Dickert. But Dickert's son also heard the commotion and, after seeing his father struggling with the men, retrieved a .38 caliber pistol from the bedroom, pointed it at his father's assailants, and told them he would shoot. The thugs ran from the home without further incident. Police apprehended 4 men near Dickert's home in connection with the crime and were seeking a 5th. Dickert says he taught his son firearm safety at a young age. Amen. According to police, a 54-year-old burglar with a violent and lengthy criminal record dating back to 1969 decided to strike again. The man, whose rap sheet includes aggravated assault with a knife, aggravated robbery, felony menacing, and drug charges, entered the home of a local school teacher by removing an air conditioning unit from a window. The homeowner shot the intruder in the chest with a 12-gauge shotgun, killing him. And that was in Denver, Colorado. Morris Brown had just dropped off a friend at an apartment when 2 men stopped him and asked for drugs, said police. When Brown replied he had no drugs, the men announced they were robbing him. A third man approached from behind and grabbed Brown while the other two started beating him. The men stole Brown's keys, cell phone, and wallet and started to walk away. Brown probably would have let him have his property in exchange for his life, but when the man who had approached Brown from behind pointed a handgun at him, Brown, who was a concealed carry permit, drew his pistol and shot the two assailants. One man died at the hospital. The man who pointed a gun at Brown fled the scene when the shooting started. It was unclear as if he was injured, and that was in Newport News, Virginia. Last but not least, according to police, the 61-year-old man arrived home to find a masked gunman waiting in his garage, and a violent struggle ensued. After attempting to wrest the firearm from the intruder, the homeowner drew his own handgun and shot him. The second suspect ran to the aid of the wounded gunman, and the criminal duo fled. The victim was treated and released from chest pains and cut hand. He was otherwise uninjured, and that was Detroit, Michigan. Well, folks, another bunch of interesting armed citizen stories. People who have the right and for self-defense are exercising that right and protecting their lives and the lives of their loved ones, and in some cases even their co-workers. Seeing 8 people stabbed is justification enough to pull your concealed carry weapon. So, hope you enjoyed the stories. Thanks to the NRA for publishing these stories. We need to get more out into the mainstream media. These stories don't get out there enough. So, this is FirearmPop. I want you to be safe out there, and God bless. Bye now. I ain't playing, said an armed intruder who also used an Okay, let's start that again. I ain't playing, said an armed intruder who used an expletive as he still butchered that word. Wow. Okay. I ain't playing, said an armed intruder who used an expletive. I know the word, I can't pronounce it. All right, I'm going to cut all that out.